When you are truly doing the work, there will be certain indications and signs that breakthroughs, and a lot of times a big breakthrough, is going to come in. And this is because by law it has to if you're doing certain things. Now these signs we can call positive confirmations that what you're doing is working. We've also called them synchronicities. We can just use the word signs. But essentially in this video I'm going to be giving you some of the clearest ones that a big breakthrough is on the way, some of the things you can do when you see these signs appearing, and for those of you who may not be experiencing these signs, I'll also be covering a little bit of what you can do to move more in that direction, which ultimately means you're moving more in the direction of a breakthrough coming through for you that will change your life for the better. So let's jump into it. So we're going in reverse order with number 5, and this is a big one, and it's you find that you are just more naturally appreciative and grateful. Now I mean this authentically. This is not forced appreciation or forced gratitude. A lot of people try and do that and kind of say, oh, I'm genuinely grateful and appreciative, but it's just words, or it's just they're thinking it, but they're not truly feeling it. When you can connect genuinely, and when you can connect from a feeling place, that's when it's genuine. When you connect genuinely to appreciation and gratitude, it puts you in this high conscious place. It is also a massive indicator that things are going to move in your life because you're becoming higher energy. You're becoming more wave than particle. You are becoming someone who feels great now. And genuine feeling great now leads to things moving in your life because you're engaging with energy, you're engaging with high energy that allows for more things to come in. You are not creating blockages, which creates more space for things to come in. And so when you genuinely can look at your life, no matter what is happening in it, and be grateful and appreciative, then you know you are moving forward in this and a breakthrough can be on its way. It's especially people who are able to still be appreciative when they're amidst a storm, or when they're in the middle of a storm, right? It's those who can embrace the bends to, in a way, almost celebrate the so-called negatives that really, let's quote unquote, win in life. And so if you genuinely can be appreciative when things are kicking up in your outside world, there's a magic in that. And again, if you have things you need to clear out, then clear them out. Again, this is why we don't say forced appreciation, because it might be you're not really appreciative, and usually that's because you're holding on to something. There's something that you're holding on to. There's a belief system you're holding on to that needs to be cleared out first. But if you're feeling this genuinely, it means you've done a lot of that clearing and a big breakthrough is on its way because by law, it has to. Number 4 is more and more guidance continues to come in. Like I said, you have created openings. You have created a space. If you've done the first one we just went over, for opportunities and guidance to come in. You know, when you are really tuned in to what you are, when you are really connected, when you've cleared out just the stuff that isn't necessary, the gunk, the stuff that's holding you back, the stuff that's creating energetic anchors in your energy. And when you start letting go of that stuff, you start creating an opening for stuff to come in. This will be in guidance. This will be in messaging. This will be in opportunities seemingly coming out of nowhere. And this is a massive step towards a breakthrough because as these opportunities come in, as the guidance comes in and you take action on those things, by the law of cause and effect, by the law of attraction, things have to start shifting, breakthroughs have to start happening. And so when you notice these opportunities are coming in, when you notice this guidance is coming in, it's a great step in that direction. It's not, that's not the end point, because there are a lot of people who sit there and all these opportunities are coming in around them, all this guidance is coming in around them, and they're not taking those opportunities, or they're not taking that guidance on board and actionizing it. But it is a clear sign that, again, you are starting to create openings for this stuff to even come through in the first place. Now, number 3 plays off that last one, and it's you are taking aligned action based on the opportunities coming in. Now, you have to understand that there is a ton of energy behind the movements you make, behind the actions you take. You see, when you do the inner work, you open yourself up to guidance, to opportunities. You allow the universe to take care of things in the background, but there will always be actionable things that you have to do. Some of it might even be you're not doing enough of the inner work, which is why the guidance isn't coming through. And life and your guides and the universe will let you know that if you know how to listen to that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there's no skipping this part. And this is one part I find with a lot of people who do feel good a lot, who do a lot of the inner work, but then wonder why they're not getting the manifestation. Why are there no breakthroughs? Why isn't a lot changing in their physical world? because you have to understand you're a co-creative being. You are cooperating with life. You are co-creating this reality. So you're cooperating, which is cooperating. You are a cooperator of your life. The universe, when you open up, when you feel good, when you create no resistance, will bring you exactly which direction to move in, will bring you the best next move. It won't tell you how everything's going to unfold, so let go of that. But it will tell you how to move. But then it is up to you to move. And a lot of people will be sitting there, they're doing into work, they're meditating, they're waiting for more and more signs, but eventually you have to take action. The same stuff's just going to keep coming through until you take action or you close yourself off to it, right? So take the actions that come through. And again, your action creates a ton of energy in a certain direction, meaning if you're taking aligned action, you're doing so much to move more aligned things to that into your life, which we can also call a breakthrough. Sign number 2 is that victim mentality is a thing of the past, and I cannot emphasize this enough. If you have moved beyond the victim stage, there's going to be nothing stopping you from creating breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough in your life. One of the biggest things that stops people from having breakthroughs is they victimize themselves. And they do it in subtle ways or obvious ways. Now, as a coach and someone who's been doing this work for a while and worked with a ton of people, even people who think they're very developed still have a little bit of victim in them. And you can tell very obviously, but when you're kind of going through it, sometimes you can't. So if you blame anything outside of you, even if you think it's justified, like, well, I obviously couldn't do this because of X, Y, and Z, that is still a victim mentality. You see, someone who's a reality creator, someone who is working with the powers of the universe, understands that they are completely 100% responsible for their reality creation. 100%. Knowing that everything unfolding in their life is for a reason. Everything in their life is an effect of some kind of cause. And to not disown that or discredit that, and to understand, okay, if everything is like that, then my choices, my thoughts, my energy, what I do creates the effects in my life. And that is the attitude you kind of have to come to life with if you really want to create breakthroughs in your life. Because if you at any time just go, I'm going to blame things outside of me, you give your power away, you become fairly impotent, and again, you close off that space where the guidance, the opportunities, and other things would come in. And then because you're a creator, you will just create more circumstances and more reasons to victimize yourself. Now, number 1 is a massive one, because this is one that a lot of people get wrong, and they think this actually isn't a sign that breakthrough is coming through. They think this is a sign that they're doing something wrong. And so this one is especially important to pay attention to, and there's actually a lot of chaos happening in your life. Earlier in the video, I mentioned how the best reality creators, or if you want to do this, you have to stay calm amongst the storm. This is a crucial step. This is kind of like when people don't get this, they do a good job with the first few steps, and they're taking these steps forward closer to a breakthrough, but then when they don't understand this, they keep taking steps back, and then they take steps forward, and it's this kind of repeating cycle where you're taking 2 steps forward, then 2 steps back, then 2 steps forward. And it feels like progress because you're back, and you're like, okay, I'm going to get this again. You take 2 steps forward, but ultimately you're going back in place. And if it was like a graph and we went like this, we would realize that actually it's a straight line across from how far we get. We never go beyond these 2 steps. And it's because of a lack of understanding of this next thing. You see, for a breakthrough to come in, understand and like kind of feel out for what a breakthrough even means. It means change. It means transformation. It means something different in your life. And for something different, a positive change, a positive transformation to happen, certain things have to fall apart. If you want to build a better building, let's say you have a home and it's kind of it's not a great home. You don't like it. Well, if you want to build a mansion where that home was, what do you have to do to the home? You have to tear it down. It has to fall apart for the new thing to be created. And it is the same in your life with these breakthroughs. And so when you're doing this stuff effectively and you're taking those steps forward and you've removed the victim mentality, and again, the little bit of victim mentality in people is what causes them to take a step forward, the chaos goes off, and then they go back into that victim mode, right? And that's why it causes them to be afraid and going like, it's not working, what's happening? This is not fair. Then they take 2 steps back. But if you embrace the storm and understand that this is a natural part of the process, this is a clearing out so the new can be built. This is a removing so that a new level can come in. When you understand that and you embrace the chaos, this is when the magic starts to happen. Now, I actually have a little bit of a bonus for you that's going to help you with that sign we just went over. So that number 1 sign we just went over. And I go over in this video how you can start to embrace the storm, how to stay calm, how to not keep taking steps back when this is happening. This is so powerful if you find yourself at this stage. So please watch this next video to the end. Really absorb it. Watch it multiple times if you have to, because when you get this, things begin to move so quickly.